What did a fictional character say that stuck with you? You can't keep blaming yourself. Just blame yourself once and move on. Homer Simpson. One of the wisest pieces of advice I've ever heard. It takes two to lie. One to lie. And one to listen. Homer Simpson. The worst day of your life so far. You tried your best, and you failed miserably. The lesson is, never try. Well, crying isn't gonna bring him back, unless your tears smell like dog food. So you can either sit there crying and eating can after can of dog food until your tears smell enough like dog food to make your dog come back, or you can go out there and find your dog. Today me will live in the moment unless it's unpleasant, in which case me will eat a cookie. Cookie Monster. I felt that. Sucking at something is the first step being sorta good at something. Jake the dog. See this cup? This is literally my favorite cup. Hucks it out the window, now it's gone forever, so it's not real and I don't care about it anymore. Jake has some of the most insightful lines of any cartoon I have ever watched. So many resonate with me in deep ways. I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days, before you've actually left them. Andrew Bernard, aka the Nard Dog. This quote actually made my friends start saying this is the good old days guys whenever it's a really nice moment and there's a lull, and I love it so much. Many that live deserve death. And some that die deserve life. Can you give it to them? Then do not be too eager to deal out death and judgment. Gandalf, Lord of the Rings. And another great Gandalf quote, Frodo, I wish none of this had happened, I wish the ring had never come to me, so do all who live to see such times, but that is not for them to decide. All you have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to you. Really meaningful quote. Lord of the Rings and Tolkien just have a lot of great, deep and memorable quotes. When you do things right, people won't be sure you've done anything at all. God on Futurama. This is the key to change management. Life is pain, Highness. Anyone who says differently is selling something. Wesley and the Princess Bride. Yes, exactly. My favorite line from the movie/book The Princess Bride was B, we'll never survive. W, nonsense. You're only saying that because no one ever has. That one stuck with me for a while. Never half-ass two things. Whole-ass one thing. I'm Ron fucking Swanson. Confidence, it's the food of the wise man but the liquor of the fool. Vikram The Office. I'm looking forward to getting to know you better, Vikram. Pam. You know, it's at times like this, when I'm trapped in an airlock with a man from Beetlejuice, and about to die of asphyxiation in deep space, that I really wish I'd listened to what my mother told me when I was young. Why? What did she tell you? I don't know, I didn't listen. Arthur Dent. Honestly, anything written by Adams is pure gold. I think my personal favorite quote is right at the start, in the beginning the universe was created. This has made a lot of people very angry and been widely regarded as a bad move. Pride is not the opposite of shame, but its source. True humility is the only antidote to shame. Uncle Iroh, Avatar, The Last Airbender. Almost everything Uncle Iroh says can fit this. What is the most important step a man can take? Always the next step. Dalliner: accept your pain, but do not accept that you deserved it. Hoyt, journey before destination, Dalliner said. It cannot be a journey if it doesn't have a beginning. I will take responsibility for what I have done, Dalliner whispered. If I must fall, I will rise each time a better man. Not everything is a lesson. Sometimes, you just fail. Dwight K. Schrute. Alternatively, will I get over it? No. But life goes on. It is possible to commit no errors and still lose. That is not a weakness. That is life. Captain Jean-Luc Picard. There's no geographical solution to a spiritual problem, Tony Soprano replying to someone who wanted to get away from it all. You can change your ground, but you can't change your sky. Heard that once in a movie a long time ago and it always stuck. I'd trade it all for a little more. C.M. Burns. I saw some of my friends become big and they don't even answer calls and don't have an honest reply for a question. I remember this quote and it is incredible. Friends, family, religion, these are the three demons you must slay if you wish to succeed in business. C.M. Burns. If you want to know what a man's like, judge him on the way he treats his inferiors, not his equals. Sirius Black. Always really stuck with me because I really think it's pretty solid advice. That's a great one. Rowling had a lot of profound statements in Harry Potter. One of my other favorites is, dark times lie ahead of us and there will be a time when we must choose between what is easy and what is right. Albus Dumbledore. The past can hurt, But the way I see it, you can either run from it, or learn from it. Rafiki, the Lion King. It doesn't matter, it's in the past. Gets hit with staff, what did you do that for? It doesn't matter, it's in the past. Best Lion King character hands down. A person is smart. People are dumb, panicky, dangerous animals, and you know it. Agent K, Men in Black. 1,500 years ago, everybody knew that the Earth was the center of the universe. 500 years ago, everybody knew that the Earth was flat. And 15 minutes ago, you knew that humans were alone on this planet. Imagine what you'll know tomorrow. It's not out of this world profound or anything, but that whole scene on the bench was so good, it was almost out of place in the movie. Not to say Mib wasn't good. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Rocky Balboa. That is a hell of a fucking quote. I don't know how many years I got left on this earth, so I'm gonna get real weird with it. Frank Reynolds. Meanwhile, block the wind. I'm gonna roast this bone. When I'm dead, just throw me in the trash. It is possible to commit no mistakes and still lose. That is not weakness, that is life. Jean-Luc Picard. The words of someone who took his Kobayashi Maru test with dignity, and understood the lesson. An old friend once told me something that gave me great comfort. Something he had read. He said that Mozart, Beethoven, and Chopin never died. They simply became music. Dr. Robert Ford, Westworld. A ton of what he said stuck with me. There is no threshold that makes us greater than the sum of our parts, no inflection point at which we become fully alive. We can't define consciousness because consciousness does not exist. Humans fancy that there's something special about the way we perceive the world, and yet we live in loops as tight and as closed as the hosts do, seldom questioning our choices, content for the most part, to be told what to do next. Losing people is a part of life, but that doesn't mean you stop letting them in. Lego Batman, that movie came out shortly after I lost my grandpa. He was one of two people I was closest with. When he died, I went through a really rough phase. Ever since I heard that phrase, it stuck with me. It's like those lights in the sky, they all look the same from here, but that doesn't make them less pretty. River Wiles. This is my family. I found it all on my own. It's a little broken but still good. Yeah, still good. Stitch. Ohana means family. And family means no one gets left behind. Or forgotten. God, that movie still hits me right in THR heart so many years later. And it spawned a solid TV show to boot. It is important to draw wisdom from different places. If you take it from only one place, it becomes rigid and stale. Uncle Iroh, Avatar TLA. I was never angry with you, Prince Zuko. I was afraid you had lost your way. Uncle Iroh was one of the greatest men to ever be created. Are you so busy fighting, that you cannot see your own ship has set sail? This is no time for your proverbs, uncle. This is no proverb, although it could be a proverb. Never forget what you are, the rest of the world will not. Wear it like armor and it can never be used to hurt you. Tyrion Lannister. When you tear out a man's tongue, you are not proving him a liar, you're only telling the world that you fear what he might say. Another great Tyrion quote. People like to invent monsters and monstrosities. Then they seem less monstrous themselves. When they get blind drunk, cheat, steal, beat their wives, starve an old woman, when they kill a trapped fox with an axe or riddle the last existing unicorn with arrows, they like to think that the bane entering cottages at daybreak is more monstrous than they are. They feel better then. They find it easier to live. Geralt of Riva, The Last Wish. Abigail, what about your sword? I heard witchers carry two, a silver blade for monsters and steel for humans. Geralt of Rivia, both are for monsters. Come, Mr. Frodo. He cried. I can't carry it for you, but I can carry you. Samwise Gamgee is the friend we all need. For me it's Frodo saying you cannot always be torn in two. You will have to be one and whole for many years. Personal isn't the same as important. This is said by both Captain Carrot and Granny Weatherwax in the Discworld books by Terry Pratchett. Better to serve a good man than to rule with an evil one, Merlin. That quote has stuck with me for so long and I have thought about it many times. In direct contrast to Paradise Lost, better to reign in hell than serve in heaven. The problem is not the problem. The problem is your attitude about the problem. Jack Sparrow. Captain Jack Sparrow.